What's up guys, Max here, and with the latest DLC character for MKX, I wanted to do a quick combo guide because actually getting two specific combos with Tanya can be fairly difficult, and the difficulty jumps up quite a bit when you go online. We're going to talk about the three different variations that Tanya has, the differences of combos between the three, and how some combos remain identically the same between all three as well. But first, let's talk how you're going to get to those combos. One of Tanya's best tools is forward 2. This hits twice and has kind of an awkward cancel window. You can essentially cancel it into any other special, go into any of a low, and go directly into the teleport. It is one of her best moves and is completely safe on block. The other big combo starter for Tanya is going to be her back 3-1. This move starts off low and then hits high. A lot of the times if your opponent is blocking low, it's going to be a little tough to hit the high, but at the same time, press 2 right after for back 3-1-2, and you get a move that is +2 on block, making it that you can actually advance again. Of course, you can't get a combo after this, but you can get something after the first part. See, this move is great because it starts low. One of the biggest issues that Tanya has is that the only high that she has that can actually go into combos outside of jump-in is charged forward 3. And this can be pretty good. You can get some stuff after this, but you won't be landing this too often. It is a little awkward, and at the same time, you essentially need a run cancel immediately after. Another big one is 2-up-3. This launches the opponent, and Tanya does have a couple of launcher moves, but I highly like this one because it sets up for one of her most easy damage setups. The problem is that it starts with a high. Land a teleport mix-up and then go for 2-up-3. After that, you're going to need to do some run canceling. It's not so hard. But if you look at this, there's a great combo halfway between here, which is 3-4. This does some of the most damage Tanya can do, and it's special cancelable. So check this out. Combine all that stuff together, and you get a solid 27% with no bar. That's amazing, and it's really good. However, the convenience of it might not happen too often because it starts from a high. If you do cross up your opponent, I highly recommend going for it almost every freaking time. Now, Tanya does have a couple of combos that are really good between all variations, and they work almost universally. Let's show them off right now. It all starts with the EX version of the teleport. Here's a few examples. That one does a solid 33% and is fairly easy to combo after. It works off of forward 2, it works off of back 3-1, almost everything in the game, and this works between every single one of her variations. What I'm using to juggle the opponent, because I get asked this a lot, is 3 in the air. You cancel 3 into the teleport, and then you do a down 1 to combo them back to the ground. Pretty decent, and it looks kind of cool. Combine your base bread and butter no bar combo for a 1-bar combo, and you can get some pretty interesting stuff. Not terribly damaging, but does build quite a bit of meter. Kobujutsu has the easiest access to combos for Tanya. Because you have the Rekka, this is probably what most players will be going for. However, I prefer using the daggers in mid-combo. The EX dagger hits the opponent and comes back and allows you a ton of time to hit him immediately after. You can get some really stupid stuff. That's only 38% for 3 bars, but it was almost stupid easy. Here's a good smaller version of the combo that uses only 1 bar that I can consistently pull off, especially online. If you do back 1 and then press 2 and 4 right after, you get a natural combo. After the 2-4, if you press 1-3, you get something that's actually pretty good for how easy it is. Now, you'll probably not be landing this too much. This move starts off as a mid and kind of stands your opponent. Almost every time I try to throw this in as an overhead, it doesn't work a lot. However, the low hits almost all the damn time. What this axe has is a great combo ender. So let's take our combo that we were doing before. Ooh, and that's all of a sudden pretty decent damage. And I believe 37 is just about where we're going to cap out. That's still great damage, all things considered, and I don't believe throwing any more meter at the end of these combos is worth it. Now, Pyromancer loses a lot of the juggling abilities, but Tanya gets access to the fireballs, as well as the dust. If dust lands, the fireball does a ton of damage. We all know this. she does have a string that does end with the fireball in the form of back 3-1-2. So, if your opponent is dusted, that does a ton of freaking damage. However, with the access to these fireballs, you'll notice that the basic bread and butter for Tanya is going to be what you're going to be doing most of the time. But you can't end your combos with a regular damage ender. You're going to need to use the dust. Keeping your opponent dusted is the biggest goal of Pyromancer, so you're going to start seeing stuff like this. Really basic short combos that do a ton of freaking damage. The dust does put your opponent in a stun state, so you can cross them up and then go for whatever the heck you want. Pretty decent damage at the end of the entire thing. Although, with most Tanyas, you'll see a lot of them confirm into dust and then end the combo almost immediately. Pyromancer does have some other setups, but a lot of them are kind of difficult to do, and mostly in this version, you're going to be zoning quite a bit. The one that I personally prefer the most is Dragon Naginata. This variation can be a lot of fun. Of course, with the pogo, jumping forward with the pogo. Very quickly, here's one that I love. 20% is not bad at all. A couple new combos that happen within Dragon Naginata that you're going to want to be using a lot is back 3-2. This puts your opponent high and then back onto the ground. You can combo off of the second hit, but as you'll notice, a lot of her normals miss right through this. You have to use an abridged version of the basic combo we were talking about earlier. Check this out. Kinda neat, right? The biggest difference is that when you go to back 3-1, after the teleport, you press 1 in the air. Jumping, neutral, 1. And then down 1, finish the combo. Not bad. This move is also really good because back 3-2 is a low to a mid to an overhead. Not many people will block this. There's a couple interesting things you can get out of the swing kick. This move, in the EX version, automatically sets you up into the pole stance. Now, there isn't a ton, but you can get this. A pretty decent 17%. And then 24 if you actually combo into it. Now, one of the most challenging portions of Dragon Naginata is that you're going to want to cancel into this thing from your teleport. The timing on this can be very finicky, especially online. Now, what I'd recommend is you practice this thing a lot. One of the best setups is that if you land forward 2, and then go into a teleport immediately after, you can combo into it directly. See that? That was 3 hits. Right after that, you get into the pogo stance, and then you hit him a second time. That'll be another 2-hit combo. So let's put this together. A couple is all you're really gonna need. 4 hits at 15% is a great way to start your combos. Now, let's put the entire thing together. See that? Immediately you're back onto the ground for a 9-hit, 27% damage combo. This thing is amazing, however, really hard to pull off online. That's one of the biggest challenges you're going to run into Tanya, is that these combos are hard as heck to do in an online environment. 41% is probably the most damage you're going to get for 1 bar. There are other combos that are extended and allow you to get even more damage with no bar, but in Dragon Naginata this is one of the best ones, as well as having a double overhead. That's about it for Tanya, guys. This character was an extremely high challenge for me, especially pulling off stuff online. If you want to give her a shot, please take the tools I was using. A lot of Tanyas will just kind of dash and teleport around and do all this stuff, and kind of brainless Tanya is one of the things I hate the most about her. However, it does get wins sometimes. I don't recommend it, but go for some of these cool combos, and maybe you'll have a chance of pulling out some wins. Take care, dudes, and I'll see you next time.